Hi everyone, today I thought I would have a go at this very pretty little picture from Meine Reise Durch Europa by Rita Berman. I think it's a fun picture to do, and we have these apples, Caravan and things like that. I'm using my Staedtler Ergosoft pencils. I'm not sure if I've used them in this book before, but I thought it would be fun. And I'm going to start with the leaves around the edge, and I am going to use number 52. What I'm going to do is put some more colour into the top and then fade towards the tip of the leaf. And I'm going to do that all the way through the leaves. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to have a little think about the colours for the rest of the picture. Now we have lights and we have windows, so I'm thinking maybe it's a darkish scene, because it would be nice to have those lights on, shiny, wouldn't it? So I'm thinking that the sky might be quite dark. I'm not going to do it black, I think that's a little bit too much, but maybe our very dark blue colour might be nice. So that's my thinking there. We've got this here, which I can't tell by the lines whether it's mowed grass or whether it's sort of boards or planks, but to me I would have thought that it would have been more likely to be grass, so I'd probably do that bit in green. I hope I'm not shading this too much. It's quite dark in here today. I think I should really have another light on. I've got my lamp on. There's no, not a lot of daylight. Anyway, I'm sure we'll manage. I like the fact that we've got some apples down at the bottom there in a basket as well. That's really cute. Now I like these little pictures. They are quicker to colour. You can just do one a day, or even not even the whole of one a day. And it just makes you think you've achieved something, you've coloured something, even though it isn't like a whole page. And because Rita's book is quite small anyway, it doesn't take so long to even do a whole page, which sometimes I think is really nice. Some people don't mind not finishing a page, they just will do a little bit and move on. But some people do like to finish a page and have that feeling of completeness. Oops, I've got a piece of paper underneath and just pushing it a bit further in. So, you know, that's where I think these little ones are really nice. In fact, at one point Johanna Basford had the idea that she would do a book full of little pictures, and then I was hoping her next book might be that. But recently she has said she's still thinking about it. So I'm going to go in with number 50, which is the lighter green, and do this grass. And I'm going to do it quite stripy and rough, because we've got this sort of stripy pattern already on the ground. So I'm not worried too much about it looking a bit stripy. I am being a bit careful around this plant though. So we can do it quite go across there, which I really wanted to try and keep it all in this direction, so it's okay. So I hope everyone's safe, well, happy. We're still in quite strange times, I think, and I don't know whether we're just going to have to get used to it or not, but it is a bit odd, I have to say still. But I'm sort of getting used to few things, but here in the UK we have lifted a lot of restrictions. I'm going to go for this dark number 33 for the background. I'm going to do that next. I'm going to work in a circular motion. I'm not going to press really hard because I don't want it really dark and sort of burnished down into the paper, but I want to give the impression that it's a fairly dark sky at the same time. So it's just getting that balance right, and I think this is working okay. But I'm hoping that this Christmas we'll be able to see our family. Last Christmas we didn't. In our country, the Prime Minister said it was up to us whether we saw family or not, and we hadn't seen them for a while anyway, and we sort of decided that it was just risky. We were travelling, some were travelling from quite far away, and and nobody was on their own, so that helped. So we just decided no, and we got onto Skype and did some present opening on Skype and chatted to each other and things like that, which was nice. So we did it that way, but this Christmas we're hoping to be together. I think it might be on the day, but I think plans are still slightly up in the air because we haven't quite spoken to everybody and made sure everybody's happy. It's not always easy. So we'll see what happens, and but whether it's on the day or not, we'll get together and it'll be special, hopefully. So it's always nice to see my sister and my parents, my nieces and nephews. My sister's got 4 children, so there's always a nice bunch of them to see, which is always jolly. They've always grown, of course. Okay, the lights in the caravan window I'm going to do with number 10. Okay, this is a sort of lemony yellow. I want it to look really friendly, bright and inviting, but I want the bulbs on the outside to be a different shade, slightly warmer shade, because we're outside, so I want it to look jolly outside. There we go. So I am going to pick number 11. And this is quite an orangey yellow, but it's still yellow, and I think we've got a contrast, then we can see the difference. You could do these multicoloured, of course, because the bulbs might have coloured glass, but I decided I just wanted them to look warm. There we go. Now the main caravan colour, I think I'm going to do it pinks and purples. I think it'd be rather fun. So I'm going to start with my number 20 and do the main part of the caravan. So I'm going to do it quite quickly and quite lightly. I'm not thinking about shading at the minute. What I'm going to do is under this wheel arch, I'm going to press a bit harder and do it a little bit darker. Like that. Okay, and I might do the same for the door. In fact, I'm going to leave the door for now. I'm just going to do this bottom bit. Let's just make sure that is all how I want it. And I'm going to do this top bit too in this same shade, but not the bit around the window. So we've got this sort of bit in the centre and we've got the door. So we've got a few areas where we can do some different colours. I think will be quite fun. There we go. Just keep it quite light. Just mixing that up a bit. So I think, yeah, I think around the window and the door, I'm going to do in the dark purple, which is number 6. And it will help to make that light area stand out more because it's dark. And I think purple and yellow work pretty well together as well. I think they're almost opposite on the colour wheel, I'm not sure. So I'm going to just colour this door in a quite solid dark purple. Like that. And in the wheel here. This isn't going to be all one shade. I'm going to go hard around there, a bit harder here, and less towards the top. So I've got a bit of a shine, hopefully, on the wheel. I'm also going to use this purple for the inside bits of this sort of decorative panel. Like that. and then it's all tying together. I think the rest of the decorative panel, I was going to use a different shade, but I think we'll just go in with the same pink that we used before, but hard, like we did on the wheel arch. So back to number 20, and quite a hard layer, and it looks like a different colour, but it matches really well because of course it is the same colour, just pressed harder. I was reading something the other day and it said with each colour of pencil you should get about 3 shades out of it, and then once you start mixing them with others you get even more, so you can get an awful lot out of just a small amount of pencils. Now this little step here, I was thinking of doing like wood, but now I'm thinking let's go in with this pink, match it in. I think it's quite cute. Now we've got our wheels to do. I'm going to use the dark grey. I'm not going to go in for the black, so I'm going to use number 8. If you don't have 8, then do use the dark grey. But I'm going to go in a bit darker at the bottom, the same with this one. So a bit darker at the bottom, and then lighter as we go up to the top, so it looks a little bit shiny. Because although wheels aren't metallic, they sometimes do have a little bit of a shine, especially if they're really clean. They paint them with something, make them look all shiny. They do when they're new anyway. There we go. Now in this bit here I think we need to do a bit of sky, so this is the dark colour there. That's it, easy peasy. And then we've got some grass, some leaves, and I'm going to do those in a different shade. I'm going to do them in number 5. So what I'm going to do is try and make them a bit darker at the bottom and lighter towards the tip. It's quite tricky with these small bits, but I'll do my best. Try not to shade it too much for you, but it's tricky. I'm not varying the green because I want it to tie together. I want a fairly limited colour palette. I know we've only got a set of 36, but even then that's a lot of colours. Okay, now the apples I'm going to do red. The red in this set is, I think, yes, the 29. So I'm going to do them all red and I'll just show you. So I'm going to start off a bit darker at the bottom of each apple and take that up the side and then blend that up till we get to the top where we fade it right out. And we do that on each one where it's a bit darker at the bottom and the sides and lighter as we go towards the top. It's quite fun. Now I'm thinking about what's under these apples. Are there more apples underneath? Do we do it red? I think we do. I think they'd just be nestling on more apples, wouldn't they? Now we've got our little flowers and we've got our basket. I think we're going to not introduce any new colours here. So I'm going to do my basket in purple. So here is the number 6 that we use for the details on here. So I'm going to use it darker here, so and lighter towards the centre of the basket, like that. And then for these downward sort of struts, in the same intensity, and then lighter in here. So again, it looks like we're using several shades. One would not, we're just using the same one. And the flowers, pink. So grabbing number 20 and just doing all these little circular flowers. And what I'm trying to do here is darker around the outside, a bit lighter towards the centre. There we go. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think I'm done with that one. I'm happy with that. I think it's really cute. I hope you enjoyed it too. Thank you so much for watching and happy colouring.